Hello, everyone. Good morning. Wednesday morning, the 16th of July. Good morning, everyone. The anticipated opening live stream for this morning. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Micah. I forgot and I pressed the caps lock this morning, so this whole live stream is going to be in English. So if you're an Hebrew speaker and you do not understand English, then we have an issue with this live stream because there's no way to translate it in real time. So again, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If anything I say here is around stocks or investment, nothing is financial advice. Everything is for your entertainment and actually on this live stream for your educational purposes only, because you have the opportunity now to hear everything that you're used to hearing in Hebrew, but in English. So let's start, of course, with the regular looking at the markets. And here they are this morning. All the major averages are expected to open on the green, with the S&P 500 expected to open 0.2%. NASDAQ is expected to open 0.08%. And the Russell expected to open 0.5% higher. The VIX, the volatility index, is down 3% to around 16.8, and we have the dollar strengthening to around 98.6. I wish it would be already around the 100 mark, but we'll get there. Bitcoin is hovering just underneath 119,000, and Ethereum getting another increase to 3179. And as you can see, Ethereum is really pushing up. Part of it is Peter Thiel, and we're going to talk about him later. Oil down 64.8, which means that there's no real tension in the world, and the natural gas is up 2.2% for the day. And this is the reason why the market is going up, not because of that, it's because mainly the PPI, of course, but as you can see here, the 10-year bond is hovering around 4.4%. This brings us directly to the pre-market news. It's not going to be cut out today because it's going to go to, you know what, we can cut it out and put it on the English channel. I don't know. We're not going to cut it, and we're not going to, you know what, I'll put the opening, but it doesn't really matter. So if you're seeing this later on, my name is Miכה.Stocks, and on this channel we only talk about stocks, but we do not provide financial and investment advice. Here you go. Okay, so let's go over the news. We got PPI this morning about 45 minutes ago. PPI came better than expected, and in better than expected, I mean that it came lower than expected. The expectation was that it would rise, and actually it came aligned with last month, which is a good thing for the market. Of course, it's a good thing for President Trump. It's not so good for Powell, and probably we're going to get a tweet or a Truth Social post in the next hour or two where Trump again says fire Powell. What's that? Oh, okay, that's just a note saying, why are you in caps lock? Rigetti hits 99.5% fidelity milestone on the modular 36-qubit system. What this means basically is they've achieved another milestone in their progress for getting quantum computing to a scale and to a point where more and more companies can be able to work with that. And their ticker is RGTI. This is Zuckerberg with the Ray-Ban glasses on, and Wired reports that Meta hired another 2 more top OpenAI researchers. I have a big question. What's going on with OpenAI? Because if they take all their top researchers, it means that there won't be any more top researchers in OpenAI. So we're going to have an issue. But that's Meta. Keep growing their super intelligence team. Let's continue with NVIDIA. NVIDIA's CEO is traveling in China and is boosting their morale and their ego, saying that they're advanced and they're strong and they're big. And he also said that NVIDIA is going to keep developing their GPUs, the H20, and of course the forward-looking chips for China as well, because they do not want Xiaomi to get there before them. Stellantis ends their hydrogen fuel cell program with, they believe that hydrogen is going to be the next big thing. Some of the viewers right now that are writing during this live stream also believe that hydrogen is the big best thing, and here you go. They just closed the program altogether. Amazon has been removed from their US 1 list at Bank of America. The US 1 list is the most, let's call it the best stocks Bank of America sees for the next few months, and they've taken out Amazon from that list. What does that mean for us? Basically, it doesn't mean a lot. Since we haven't invested in the US 1 list before, it doesn't really change anything except to know that it happened. If you're a US 1 list investor, then yes, it might mean that you need to sell your stock. Alibaba unveils Think Sound, which is a transformative AI model realistic video audio generation. Basically, they created a VO3, but from a Chinese perspective. Peter Thiel, one of the founders of Palantir, just disclosed a 9.1 stake in BMNR. You remember Tom Lee's? I'm not sure I'll record it. Probably not today, but during the weekend I'll record you a video. It's going to be in Hebrew, so people that are getting here anxiety around the fact that it's English, it's going to be in Hebrew. Relax. Ivrit, as you say in your native language. And I'm going to talk about Ethereum, I'm going to talk about stablecoins, I'm going to talk about BMNR, what exactly they want to achieve. It's going to be a very, very interesting video because apparently a lot of very smart people are investing in that idea. We got some earnings this morning. We'll see them probably in the market movers, so I'm going to talk about them in a second. Analysts. Deutsche reiterates NVIDIA as a buy. They increased their price target to $155 per share instead of $145. NVIDIA currently is $171. So this is an interesting upgrade. They're upgrading to a price which is lower than the current price. So what are they exactly upgrading to? Never mind. Baird reiterates Tesla as neutral. UBS reiterates Disney as a buy, and they increased their price target to 138 versus the 120, which is currently. Well, the price already got to 120, so maybe they know how to raise the price also. Wells Fargo reiterates AMD as overweight, and they increased their price target to 185. Mizuho upgrades Palantir to neutral from underperform. Not a huge upgrade, but still an upgrade. Jefferies reiterates Amazon as a buy. Jeffrey also reiterates Meta as a buy. Guggenheim upgrades Commvault Systems to buy, that's CVLT. Citi initiates NovaGold as a buy. UBS initiates Motorola Solutions as a buy. That's a stock we haven't talked about in ages. Cantor Fitzgerald reiterates Microsoft is overweight, and they increased their price target to $581 instead of the $512. JP Morgan upgrades GDS Holdings to overweight. Wells Fargo reiterates JP Morgan as overweight, and they provide a price target of $325. Wells Fargo reiterates Citi as overweight for $115. Citi also initiates QXO as a buy. Citi initiates Wave Life Science as a buy, WVE, and they provided a $16 price target. As you can see, it's double the price they're currently trading. JP Morgan reiterates Roblox as overweight. Now they remember. Now they decide to do it. Why haven't they done it before? And guys, if you want to know if we're at the top with NVIDIA, this is Jensen in China signing on jackets. NVIDIA has now reached another top because every time there's a video circulating in that kind of manner, usually it means that NVIDIA got to some kind of a top. Needham initiates Karoo as a buy. Citi adds Carnival to the focus list. Bank of America upgrades Rockwell Automation. Bank of America downgrades Centene. Morgan Stanley reiterates AT&T as a top idea. Morgan Stanley also reiterates IBM equal weight. And Moa, that's the last one. Deutsche Bank initiates RBC Bearing as a buy. And here we see the stocks that are especially moving this morning. Bank of America popped 1.5% after actually missing on revenue, which is very interesting. Morgan Stanley beating both on the top and bottom line. They ticked 0.3% lower this morning. Same for Goldman. They're down 1.5%. But the big surprise this morning is ASML dropping 7% after warning that they may see no growth in 2026. How can that happen? How can that happen? How can that happen? If everyone's ordering new chips, how come ASML is not growing? That's a very interesting question. Johnson & Johnson is going up 2% this morning after their results. You can see all the crypto stocks moving, especially Bitmine. We talked about her, 20%. Diageo climbs 3.3%, and Commvault Systems and GDS. Those are the morning news for you this morning. Let me put the outro and then we'll talk. I truly, truly, truly enjoy the fact that so many people right now are angry. And I want to tell you why. I planned this live stream in English yesterday. I didn't know what your messages this morning are going to be. And yeah, listen up, all those that are now angry at me talking English. Listen up. When I woke up this morning, of course, I got a lot of comments about do English and all that. When I woke up this morning, several people sent me, both on Discord and on my Instagram page, a conversation that has been done and posted and probably was already deleted between two gentlemen that have decided to talk about themselves. They needed a subject, how to talk about themselves. And they've done that. One with a beard, the other one without a beard. You probably know what I'm talking about. One which came not prepared, unfortunately, tried to convince people to start a degree. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's hard. But he tried to articulate a path for success. He didn't come prepared enough to the ambush that he got, and that's on him. The other one came very prepared for the ambush that he created, wanted all the people that right now are writing in Hebrew angry, wanting them to stay in that situation where they're locked in a language that has only 10, 12 million people talking, instead of hundreds of millions of people talking, and wants them to stay poor. He, of course, wraps it up in a very nice story saying, you know what, everyone open your own business, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to even imitate that. And that's the difference between someone that wants his viewers to grow with all the pain that it costs, with all the anger that it creates, versus someone that wants his bank account, his personal bank account, only his personal bank account to grow, and he doesn't care about his viewers. And that's why everyone here that's angry about me talking in English supports a person that wants you guys to stay poor. Supports everyone seeing this video that wants to fail in the future. And that is the difference. That is a huge difference. Now, the fact that it's difficult for some people here to understand the English, I understand it. I understand that it's difficult to understand the English. I understand that you want it to be in Hebrew. I understand. And I get it. And I get the fact that you bought a ticket for 0 shekels this morning to go on this live stream drives you crazy. Guess what? All the Hebrew speakers right now that are very furious at me on this live, I'll give you a refund for the live today. Okay, send me the ticket that you paid today. Send me and I'll refund you. You know what? I'll double the refund. I'll pay you twice the amount you paid for the live stream today. How about that? Twice. Who's going to give you that? Who's going to give you that refund? You tell me. Okay, now that that has been settled, do you really want to talk about the stock market or how the fact that 12 years in school hasn't prepared people for real life? What do you want to talk about? You tell me. We have about a minute and a half before the opening bell. We'll probably hear the opening bell, and then we're going to cover several stocks. So double the refund. Guys, send me the receipt. I'll double it. I'm telling you. I'll double it. I'll send it to you over FedEx, special delivery, a check signed by me. You'll even get a check. You'll even get a check from me. Okay? Excellent. Now that we're done with that, we have a minute till the market opens. Let's go back and see the major averages. And this is the way they look like. They're currently green with Ethereum 317. Why am I focused on Ethereum? Because I think it's breaking out. We talked about that it's breaking out. And it seems like it's doing its job. The main target currently is around the 41 to 4,300. Let's hear the clapping on the New York Stock Exchange. Here it is.
This notion that he thinks the M&A universe is opening broadly.
Yeah, and the Shockwave deal was a really good deal for them. People forget that they got that. But I'm glad you mentioned currency. Because we hear all this moaning and hand-wringing, oh, the dollar's getting weaker. No, it's getting weaker by design.
You hear the chants?
What I learned from Secretary Bob Rubin. You never say that ever.
Grab a gun and aura. The one that...
Let's get the opening bell here in the CNBC Real-Time Exchange. At the big board, it's Grab a Gun, an online firearms retailer celebrating a listing via SPAC. Donald Trump Jr. on the board of directors.
Okay, it's Donald Trump Jr.
This morning. At the NASDAQ, it's Canadian gold and copper miner Aura Minerals celebrating its IPO. We'll talk to the CEO later this morning on Money Movers.
Okay, the reason why they called USA is because Donald J. Trump, you can see him here, is probably part of Grab a Gun, an online website where you can buy a gun. America! This is America. I love it. This is how the major averages look like. They chanted for Donald J. Trump, the Jr., whatever is his name. That was so funny. Okay. So this is how it looks like, and we talked about everything. Let's dive into specific stocks. What about Pony AI? Let's talk about Pony AI. Pony AI. Okay, so Pony AI seems like they want to break out. So Pony AI's resistance or support was around 1248. Right now it's above, and it seems like we have buyers stepping in. It's up 3% for the day. Let's see volume yesterday. We don't have volume. We have volume. Yesterday we had an increase in volume, as you can see down below. Looks good. I think Pony AI is breaking out. I like the chart. I like the way it's built. I'm okay with Pony AI currently. Of course, stop loss should be around 11.95, but it looks good. Hi, Kobe. Hi, Micha. Is there any cup and handle for ARCH? Arch. Let's check it out. Archer. Are you talking about Archer or ACHR? It's two different. I'm not sure you mean Archer. If you mean Archer, then no. If you mean Archer Aviation, it's ACHR, and then it's a different question. I'm not sure there's a true cup and handle yet, but I do think that it's breaking out. It broke out already at 11.04. We talked about that, I think, 2 days ago, if I remember correctly. And it keeps going up. I think it's a great chart. I think it's a very, very constructive chart, going up, higher lows. It's gonna hit its head around the 1248. But once it breaks out of that, then we can talk about the cup and handle, because this might be the cup, this might be a handle, or even an inverse head and shoulders around here. I like the chart. I think it's constructive. I think it's broken out for sure, because it's not 11.04 anymore. So that looks good. I like it. Again, if you meant that. If you meant Archer. Yes, you meant Archer. Okay, so I saw you meant Archer, and that's fine. Okay. Excellent. You just need to water the plants. That's what you need to do with these stocks. Let's see Toast. Not breaking out yet. As you can see, it's still kind of consolidating here. I to give. Let's see what you ask for. I to give. MicroStrategy, sure. You know, this morning I wasn't even sure that we're going to have a live stream, because I went 7:15. I had 7:15 a.m. I had an appointment with a dentist, because I have a tooth that hurts a bit when I chew, and I didn't want to take a chance while I'm going on tour. But she looked it, she scanned it, she saw nothing. So we're good. I think MicroStrategy broke out 2 days ago. It's above 445 with Bitcoin supporting. I see MicroStrategy running, and if it's running, this is a cup, this is a handle, this is a double bottom, this is a strange language which I don't understand. And if I'm not mistaken, and hopefully I'm not mistaken around this, because I'm going to show you something very interesting. If I'm not mistaken, and this is the cup, let's see, I'm not logarithmic, okay. Then MicroStrategy might be going all the way to 644. Again, I might be wrong, but this is how it looks like. Let me take care of this just a second. Okay, this was fixed. Let's continue. I like MicroStrategy, at least the way the chart looks like. Thank you, Micah. I think you should do it more often for the Americans. We should do, actually, I should do these live streams more often for the Israelis, not for the Americans, because they have other options. They can just open a CNBC. Why am I on caps lock? I don't know. That's what happened this morning. SBET. You want to know what's going on with SBET? Let's talk about SBET. SBT sharp link. SBET, it's not under 1 billion, so we are going to talk about it. It did run up from 9 to 33, which is a huge run. If you were involved in it, congrats. If you weren't involved with it, now what exactly can you do with this kind of stock, right? So it went up hundreds of percentage points. Now, you might hope that there are more buyers, but if there aren't any, it's going to go crashing down. There's nothing to do with this kind of stock. It's just like BM&R that went running up, down. Now it's still up 15%. But as you can see from this candle, buyers aren't stepping in. So SBET, I don't see what you can do around here. Especially that it seems like almost every other day you get sellers. So, and if you were in from 9.5, then congrats on the trade. Okay. You think that if I'm speaking English, it's actually damaging. It's fine. I get that you have an opinion, and that's okay. Everyone deserves an opinion, but don't assume that your opinion overrides my opinion on a channel that's called Micha.Stocks. You always have an option. Don't watch the channel. Don't watch it. I put my time, my money. I don't have sponsors, so it's my personal money in order to create this channel. You feel that it's disrespectful for you? I understand it's your feeling. You can feel hurt. I get that as well. But at the end of the day, when I identified that we have a trend of people that are insisting not to be part of the global world, I feel that it's more important than talking about a stock that you probably want me to talk about. Might be a wrong decision, but you know how it is. That's how it is. Unfortunately, it provides everyone with the understanding of where we are currently in 2025. And I think that once you read into the comments, I don't know what to tell you guys. Pony, what do you think is the stop for Pony? I think the stop should be 11.95. 11.95. 2 live shows a week. People are killing here for 1. You're talking about 2. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll do 1, and the second one I'll do on the English channel, and then I just won't be that day. That day won't be an opening bell, and that's it. And they won't complain. And that would be probably the best way. All the people, everyone that's asking on the comments, please do some kind of poll. We did it last week, and the poll came clearly that you guys want English. So you can keep complaining, but you're still here. So I don't know. Micah, you're the best. Thanks, Daniel. Say hi to your brother as well. Bar Sukar. Hi, Micha. I consider buying XRP cross. I'm not so fond of these crosses. Let's just look at the token itself. So XRP broke out here. You see at 2.3. Now you're at 2.9, bumping your head against resistance. See this resistance? If you will break out here, the next stop would be 3.3, 3.4, something like that. But it's stretched. You can see that it's stretched, right? So just be careful with that. Okay. Send it in UPS. I will. No problem. Rami, thank you. Green Shepherd, TMC. It's a very small company that's not profitable. I think of adding the list of stocks from your dream stock, speculative invested TMC. We'll see it in a second. I would buy it. Limited amount, no more than $100. TMC. TMC, the metals company. First of all, their chart looks like a lot of people are buying into it. So you're not here kind of, I'm not saying it in a bad way. You haven't invented the wheel. What you are seeing right now is a chart that goes up from $1 to $7. Right now it's very stretched. Would I buy it here? I wouldn't buy it here. If it comes down, and again, slowly, not crashing down, but if it comes down to some kind of support, something that you can grab into, it makes sense. I'm not against it because, as you can see, people liked it and they did like it in a parabolic way. So they liked it, it kind of consolidated, liked it, consolidated, liked it, consolidated, and maybe they'll still like it. But I think right now it just took, you see, it drove too fast. Let it consolidate a bit. Let it consolidate a bit. That's all. But I think it's a good chart. There's again, except the fact that it's a bit stretched, it's an okay chart. REPL or EPL, Replimune Group. First of all, it's under $1 billion, so we don't really do under $1 billion. It's very close to $1 billion. As you can see, we have highs that are going lower, which means we have lower highs. This is a downtrend. Yes, it's over 150-day moving average, which might consider looking at it, but still, there's a downtrend here. Let me take this ray. See? To the penny, and we're probably going to get resistance around 384. I'm not fond of it. There's no breakout. There's nothing here yet. Okay, so I wouldn't go that far, at least not with this chart. Snowball 2011. Hi, Micah. What so you think about Shopify? Okay. Let's look at Shopify. Tesla's up to 315, I see. NNE's up, nice. Shopify. UNH broke down. No shop? No shop. Shop. Okay, Shopify, one of the interesting charts that we have right now in the market with Shopify consolidating, as you can see. You remember we saw the same thing with Archer, right? Consolidating, and breaking out. Very close to 150-day moving average, which is an advantage. Once it breaks out, very interesting. 118 would be my reminder to kind of look at it. My alert is 118.33. Then it would be very interesting. Let's write something here. On the event itself, crossing, continuation of the breakout. Now, the potential for Shopify is to go all the way to 153, but that is from the breakout, which is 113. I would say if it gets to 153 after it breaks out, that would be great. HUBC, Hub Cybersecurity, really? It's a $9.2 million stock where people lost hundreds of millions of shekels here. There's nothing here. I'm not going to say what I think it is, but there's nothing here. You know that we had PPI this morning and every economist missed the PPI number? Everyone, 100% of them? EOSE. Let's look at EOSE, EOS Energy. What do we have at EOS Energy? The stock looks good. It's above 150-day moving average. We have higher lows. It looks okay. What's the potential here? I'm not sure there is a huge potential. Because as you can see, it's not really progressing from a price perspective. It's not bad. But is it amazing? I'm not sure. Not sure. King and Melch is the same thing. Thanks, Mayan. Sounds good. You liked it. Excellent. Great. I know you weren't in the future. Do you think the Bitcoin will struggle now before making its next move? Will trudge? Let's see. Bitcoin. I would say on Bitcoin the following. I would love some consolidation, and I would like even a small correction before the next phase. Hopefully the next phase is going to be by end of year, and by end of year, I hope it's going to get us all the way to 150, maybe even 200. So do I see the potential? Yes, I see the potential. Do I think it should be today? No, I think we need to wait, consolidate a bit. We have to consolidate a bit on the Bitcoin. Will we get it? I'm not sure. It might run all the way to 150 without consolidating. I don't know. Do I want to see it at 150 or 200? Yeah, for sure. How about IGV versus SOX ratio? Let's check it out. IGV versus SOX ratio, to people that don't know what it means that you're taking the tech sector, the software, dividing it by the hardware. And you want to see the correlation between them and better understand which one is stronger than the other. As you can see, when it went down, it meant that SOX, which is the semiconductors, was stronger than software, which is the IGV. Now we're changing directions. We talked about the change of directions a few weeks ago. And IGV picked up its head. Now it's going back down because NVIDIA and AMD got their approval for China. Usually it means that we will get a stronger SOX, meaning the chart will go down a bit. But I think that we have to see some kind of outperformance from IGV, from the software sector. So if this continues, it means that the semiconductors are stronger, but I would wait for a change. Okay. I think both IGV and SOX are going to perform well by the end of the year. BTU, cup and handle, negative or positive? BTU, let's check it out. BTU, Peabody, energy. What do you see here? Cup and handle, this small thing. It's not even over 150-day moving average. It's not over 15.6. Look at this. This is an area where support became resistance. See? Let it cross. Let it break out. Above 1579, please. Okay? Yeah. Hi, Micha, ETHA, I bought it, went up 30%. Ifat, I have a problem analyzing ETHA just because it's not trading 24/7 and Ethereum is. So what I will do is I will analyze Ethereum because this just copies it. It doesn't really have a life of its own. It's a replica of Ethereum. So let's look at Ethereum for a second. What do we have here? Ethereum, of course, trades 24/7. It's crypto. We have a cup, we have a handle, we have a breakout. You can see a clean breakout from the 2880. You can see the clear breakout here. And we're going up. Now, what's the potential? Potential is 1383 to 2880. That's about 1500. Add 1500 to 2880. That would bring us to 4300. 4300 is here. We're on our way. Will we get corrections along the way? I hope. I want to see it back at 280, to 880, and then more people might hop in the wagon, and then we'll continue, but we'll see. I like it. So going back to resistance, Ifat, I think it's going to 4,300. So I'm not that scared about resistance. Open door that you guys want me to talk about. Yes, we talked about it. You see here the alert crossing $1.30. Look where it stopped, guys. Look where it stopped. Look where it stopped. See the alert? Look where it stopped. It's afraid of me, I'm telling you. This stock is afraid of me. When I put the alert on, I knew that it had to go up all the way and then turn. You can see it here. You can see the line. OKLO, Oklo. What's up with her? Nothing. Nothing. Let's see buyers stepping in here. Buyers stepping in might be very interesting on the Oklo front. NNE. Not interesting either. Not yet. So, Ifat, I answered you. Oh, you want to talk about the stop loss? The problem with the stop loss on Ethereum is that the chart looks great. Put a 4% stop loss. That's the ATR. That's the ATR for it. What do you think? Shorting? To do some kind of short on something? Why would you do it? Why would you short PSQ? Not sure I understand what you want here. What do I think about shorting for 10 to 20 years this stock? Because it's always going down. Why would you short go long the other one? Why would you short a short? I don't understand the idea. I don't understand. I don't get it. FedEx or T. Let's start with FedEx. FedEx. Here we go. Got stuck at 150 day, moving down. It tells you that it can't overcome 150 day. It tells you that. I don't like it. Itamar, thank you. Micah, can you tell me, please, which AI tool you create Minecraft videos? VEO3. I posted on the channel this video that explains the whole process. This video, it's called AI VO3, Gemini, Suno, ChatGPT, how I operate everything with AI. Everything's here on the channel. Michael, keep doing your best. Also, if you will speak China, I will keep here. No, Chinese I don't know how to speak, so I can't really do that, but that's fine. Oren. Okay, thanks for the English session. Sounds good. Great. We're going to do it every week if we do live streams in the next few weeks. What do you think about Tim? Let's look at Tim. Yes, Tim. And open just crossed the $1.30, by the way. Now it's starting to be interesting. I told you I'll wait to 130 until it becomes interesting. You were here in the live streams when I said it. Kira, you know what I would tell you, right? If it's above 58 with a stop at 56, you can zoom in, by the way. Look at this. You can zoom in if you want and see this here and wait for it to break out. You see the lower highs. So wait for 60.2 or something like that for this to break out. But it looks okay. If it stays above the 56. So you can wait for this to break out. Okay? But I think Tem is building up something very interesting. The chart looks relatively similar to Pony AI. Same idea. What do you think about EXK? EXK. Endeavor Silver. For entry. I don't see the entry point here. Where do you see some kind of entry point here? It's just not doing anything. Look at it. It's actually not doing anything. So nothing interesting in this chart. I don't know where to start. It's close to 150. It's not close. It's broken out. Hasn't broken out. I don't see anything with it. Sorry. Stop loss on. Okay, so again, ETHA, guys. I can't really tell you because it's kind of correlated to Ethereum. So if you want a stop loss, just put it 23.25 or 22.53. I don't really know what to tell you around this because I'm looking at the Ethereum itself. So I don't know what to tell you on the stop losses there. Hello, Maestro, and thanks for everything. SN, please. Shark Ninja. So Shark Ninja had an amazing run all the way to 123. Then it dropped to 60. Then it overcame it, and now it's 110. Let me delete these. Okay. Where are we now? You tell me. We just got the resistance of 112, as you can all see. 112, 112. And we're stuck here. Wait for the breakout or the correction. If you get the correction to the support line around 96, that's a great entry point. If you get the breakout, that's also a great entry point. Currently, it's, I don't know, it's stuck, not here, not there. Okay, you see it? It's an okay chart. It overcame, and it's an okay chart. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla, for the last few days, as you can see, it found the bottom, and it's going up. As I mentioned previously, 341 should be a very interesting point. Up until 341, you'll get the resistance of the moving averages and everything. If you want to jump the gun, you can, but I think it's too early, at least from my perspective. So that is that. CS Production, Netflix, NFLX. Netflix has a phenomenal chart. Having said that, they're reporting on Thursday. They're far from the moving average. They need to have a blowout earnings. Blowout. Otherwise, we're going to see a very big correction here. I would wait with it. I would wait with it. At least from my perspective. QuantumScape. My approach toward QuantumScape is that it's a startup. That every time the stock will go up this way, they will raise money and dilute their shares. And that's what they should do. That is why, if looking at QuantumScape, it's always when they cross over the 150-day moving average, not when they're stretched above 150-day moving average. Why is that? Because every time they break out, it's a very, very strong breakout. And only then we see the correction. Right now, we might see the correction and them raising. I wouldn't be surprised if we'll get in the next 48 hours that they raised capital. Okay? Tem, we talked about it, so I'm not going to repeat that. Thanks for the English. Guys, this is the way to improve it on things that you understand in. You know Tem, you know Pony AI, you know QuantumScape. Now you can hear them in another language. It only will improve the way we speak and we communicate, and then it'll open up all your capabilities in the financial world as well. Because if you can consume financial news from other languages, it automatically expands your abilities. RGTI didn't break out yet, but it's very close to breaking out. And if it breaks out, this is a very good chart, a very, very good chart. Keep this chart in front of you. I would put an alert around. I did 1531. Very interesting. Very interesting. I don't do 3. I do 1. Let's do RCAT. All the drone companies are getting a lot of attention right now. RCAT as well. Broke out, as you can see from the resistances. If it stays above 1020, it's okay. If it goes down, it might come down for a correction, so just be careful with that. Cardano, ADA, entry point, ADA, USD. We're back to alt season. If everyone asks me about the coins, let's check Cardano out. Cardano is starting to do something. Keep it on your watch list. I can't tell you that's... it hasn't broken out yet, as you can see, but it wants to bottom, that's for sure. You see the bottoming process, right? 51, 51, 51. So there's a bottom here, a clear bottom, half $1, 0.51. And let's hope for the breakout. Pass, it's a come. But coach, tell me, Shlomi. Pass, it's a come. Pass, it's a come. Funny that there are people that are coming late and or not following live streams and are surprised. Why is he talking English? Why is this happening? PSQ. Without money, it's like the Qs. Yaakov, I have no idea what you're trying to do with that idea. If you have the idea in mind, it's your money. I don't get it, but that doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that I don't get it. That's the only thing. Let's continue here. I see a cup and handle on Roku. Let's check it out, Roku. I don't see the cup and handle. I see a stock that's not able to break out 105. You might want to try to get to 100, but like it's... I think there are better charts than Roku right now. RDW. RDW corrected all the way to 150-day. Went up. Now it's in a kind of a small correction. I would say 1655. Very interesting entry point. Very interesting entry point. Ethereum is over 3,200, by the way. This is very interesting. So interesting entry point 16.5. I assume it's probably 50% correction on the chart. Yeah, it's around that. See 50% correction on the Fibonacci scale. Fibonacci retracement. Yeah, you're pretty close to that. So I would say, I don't think it's going to go back to 150. I think 16.5 RDW. Tomer, hey, good morning. What do you think about Meta? Broke 708. I would wait. A rhyme. Closing its gap around 698. Probably 700 would be an interesting place where people will fight over it because it's a rounded number. I don't know. Let's check it. Let's check this out. Let's see this. Let's put the Fibonacci scale. Okay, so as you can see, it broke 50% retracement. Now it's on the 61.8. If it doesn't stay above this line, above the 705, it means that it's going down to 693. I would wait with an entry point for Meta. I don't think it's a good entry point yet. If it goes up above 708, yeah, it corrected 61.8, fine. If it keeps going down, then why enter? What do you think about Fubo? Fubo TV. I think it has higher lows. It's going up in kind of a channel here, a parallel channel. Looks okay. Nothing bad about this chart. Looks okay. Looks okay. Will Ethereum pull Solana? Ethereum right now has very good tailwind. It has Tom Lee talking about it over and over and over and over again. And no one's talking about Solana. So unless there's, and it's not a bad kind of infrastructure, Solana, but no one's talking. So if no one's talking about it, no one's giving it the attention needed. Now, if you like Solana and you want to invest in Solana, I can understand why. I would wait for the breakout. Look at this. You know how many charts we saw that looked like this, right? Look at Solana. 1, 2. Here you go. Okay? Above 187, then you got a cup and handle. Then it becomes interesting. And you know why? Because this is 95, this is 187, let's say around $90. That means that we have around 50% here. So just wait for the breakout. So that's Solana. Right now it's a bit early. NAK. What? Oh, someone wrote me I have no idea what the... Huge run. Huge run. What's to talk about? It's a huge run. I can't participate in this. I have no idea where to enter. I have no idea where to step out. I don't participate in these kinds of runs. Unless I started early and then fine. But now, nothing to participate. English is a great idea. What do you think about CrowdStrike? CRWD. CrowdStrike might go all the way to 455. I would wait. There's no urgency in buying CrowdStrike. You see that the buyers aren't that strong. They came in for one day and then the sellers took over. I would wait for 455. Then I think it's a very interesting entry point. And look at the 150-day. It's coming also up. So we're probably going to find it around 455. Then we're going to get earnings and all that good stuff. Got into light as in lithium. Okay. 93.15. Okay. If it stays here, that's fine. Around the 96. Otherwise, I would... See here, the 96.25? If it stays above it, it's very interesting. 95 should be your stop loss. $700 in Apple should sell all entry. I don't know. You see the charts. I have no idea what you would like to see. I don't know. I don't know. APO looks nice. Let's look at APO. Apollo, great news this morning about the 401ks. That's the US pensions. That they might consider starting investing in alternative investments or private companies. And that's why Apollo is up 3.3% for the day. It looks like a good chart. We have higher lows. It's breaking out. Looks like a good chart, Apollo. I think it's a nice chart. RL, can it still break out? Let's check RL. Ralph Lauren. Right now, we should be out because the stop should have been triggered at 286. And we will wait for a re-entry at 289. Right now, there's no re-entry unless you kind of take the chance here that it won't break the 281, but I'm not sure I would take it. What do you think about... It's interesting that when we do an English live stream, we get a lot of crypto. Very interesting. The phenomena is very interesting. You know, there are a lot of things to learn about this. When we do an English-speaking live stream, we get a lot of crypto-related coins. I think it broke out. I have no idea what the coin does and all that. I'm like oblivious to the fact that I have no idea what it does, but it broke out. Stop should be around 3.7, but it looks okay. Here's another person that forgot his caps lock this morning.
Customers, and we want to be able to serve them. And so I will continue to do that.
Our next guest says this is not just good news for NVIDIA, but for AMD as well. Ben Reitzes of Melius Research, head of technology.
Why are they talking the same language as I'm talking? I don't get it. Why is everyone talking the same language right now? Are we aligned? Uber and Uber. Two people asked for Uber. Let's talk about Uber. Excellent. Uber is great. Uber is coming down 90.94 all the way to earnings that are happening on August 6th, but probably it'll stop beforehand. The fear right now of people that are seeing Uber coming down is, why is it coming down? That's a problem. And I'm looking at Uber saying that's an opportunity. Why? Because Uber's stop or Uber broke out very early in the process. And we said that the stop loss should be 82.1. That was clear. We talked about it, right? Now, Uber shot up, went up all the way to 97. People bought at 97 with forgetting that it's then being stretched. Now it's correcting. Let's go back and see how far it can correct. In order to do that, let me hide all these drawings. And we will start with a clean chart. Okay, so if this is the leg, let's take our Fibonacci retracements, open it up, and see that a 50% correction might bring Uber to around $90 per share. 61.8 will bring it to 88, and then we get 85. We know we have a gap here. I think, at least from my opinion, that if it stops at 90 or at 88, it's an amazing entry point. And then if you already entered early, I would bring up my stop loss to around these levels as well. Okay? So that's Uber. I like Uber. Solana, we looked at it a few minutes ago, didn't we? Yeah, we looked at it. We needed to break out around 187. And VRNS, Veronis. Of course, Kira, it's under the line. You don't stay under the line. No, stay under the line. Yes, yes. No, stay under the line. VRNA. Let's look at VRNA. VRNA. Verona, what's the question? Ooh, Verona just it's because it was acquired. That's it. There's no Verona anymore, Phil. That's it. It's not going to move. It has been acquired. That's it. It's not going to change the price. It's going to end. The agreement is going to be signed, and then it's going. I think it's 107. That's the purchase price, and that's it. It's not going to move. What are you expecting it to move? That's it. They agreed already. That's the price. There's not going to be more than that. Excellent, guys. Thank you very much. There is not going to be a late night today. Not because of you guys. There wasn't planned to be a late night today. Because I have a game later on between the Liberty and the Fever. So there won't be a late night. What there will be, if you're in the community, there will be a long live, which is a live for stocks that we look on the long side, but not short term, but rather for weeks, months, maybe even years. So thank you very much. There's one question about Carvana, so we're going to do a quick Carvana, and that's it. Thank you very much. I assume that up until this point, we don't have a lot of people that are angry because all the angry people left already, and it was very important for them to tell me that they're leaving because they're angry. And as you can see, we continued, which means that I didn't really. Carvana keeps going up. Keeps going up. I like it. I like it. I like Carvana. Not at this. I wouldn't enter here, but I like Carvana. It did an amazing recovery. Amazing recovery. So that's Carvana. What's going to happen with Amazon now that Bank of America took her out of US 1? Nothing. Who cares about them? You think they know something? They have no idea. They have no clue. They took them out of the US 1. What happened to the stock? Nothing. Look, that gives you a clear understanding on what they think. What the market thinks about the US 1 list. So they have a list, and that's it. Look, this is what I follow. This is called a chart. The chart tells me the truth. It doesn't tell me opinions. It doesn't tell me feelings. It doesn't tell me anything. It tells me the truth. The truth of the matter is Amazon right now is trading $225 a share. If I want to buy it, it's $225 a share. That's it. US 1, US 2, US 3, who cares? That's the price. So I wouldn't give it too much of an emphasis. And last but not least, Lidor says that alt season is coming soon. You believe? Okay, we'll see it in the charts. I'm not trying to be there first. We'll see it in the charts. Excellent, guys. Thank you very much. I will see you again tomorrow morning. Till next time. I'm gonna put a slide in Hebrew. Bye-bye.